It happened in North Baltimore during the middle of the day. Career criminal Edward Capers busted in through the victim's front door and held the woman at gunpoint. But what he didn't count on was the couple fighting back, stabbing him with a screwdriver, beating him with a golf club, and pinning him until police arrived. While the victims continue to recover their nerves a year and a half later, police recovered Capers' illegal .38 caliber Rossi, a victory in Baltimore's war on illegal guns waged every night on this city's streets. On this night, the battlefield is the Eastern District, 3.3 square miles of some of the most dangerous streets in Baltimore. ABC2 was along for an exclusive inside look at the police department's Violent Crime Impact Squad.
You have the right to an attorney. If you don't have a right, if you cannot afford an attorney.
On intelligence and a signed warrant, officers raided this row home and began their search.
Is there a gun in the house? I'm just asking a simple question.
Their interrogation eventually leads to an answer, and upstairs in a locked safe, officers find drugs, ammunition, and the new currency in the war on crime.
Colt with their serial numbers. You see the serial numbers all scratched out there?
Yeah.
So
there you go. Obviously, this gun's got a scratched out serial number.
Yes.
Right. So obviously, you know, it's most likely illegal. You're going to trace this gun.
Exactly. If the serial number can be raised and we can determine the original purchaser, then we'll look at that purchaser and see if there's other firearms that individual had purchased that have been recovered in crimes, and ideally, particularly in Baltimore City.
We generally know the circumstances surrounding that gun recovery. But what we don't know is that gun has a story to tell.
And Special Agent Cherie Mixel's staff at Baltimore's Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Division helps fill in those blanks. Guns are increasingly becoming the new DNA for law enforcement, and tracing illegal guns often provides crucial investigative leads.
Basically, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and we're trying to put those pieces together to determine how that gun was recovered in the city of Baltimore.
And this is a big factory for producing investigative leads.
Charles Hauser is the chief of ATF's National Tracing Center. This is the only place in the world that traces firearms, and we were granted rare access to see it. There are 444 million records in this building in West Virginia. If a gun was sold in the U.S., the record of the original seller and the legal buyer is found here. Often the starting point for investigators to track when and how it ended up in illegal hands. The federal government, via the Second Amendment, makes it illegal to form a clean database based on gun owners' names.
No, we got to hand search the boxes. So
it is like a library without a Dewey Decimal System. Hauser calls it organized chaos, but it works, as the feds successfully complete up to 1,400 gun traces per day for law enforcement around the country. Baltimore, he says, is one of the most active cities in the nation, asking for 5,000 traces a year.
What it really comes down to is defining the gun crime problem. And all that information works. And without it, without the trace information, you've got nothing. You've got simply guns recovered at crime scenes.
Instead, law enforcement can see trends. Based on last year's trace results, while many illegal guns recovered in Maryland were purchased in Maryland, they are also being funneled in from the states in blue. Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina lead the pack.
The gun tells a story, and the more that we can trace whose hands have touched the guns at what point in time, and how it went from, you know, its original lawful sale to how it's recovered in a crime, there's a story to be told there.
And so who knows what the story is behind the gun that you seized tonight?
Absolutely.
Edward Capers' illegal gun told a very similar story, helping city police bring the case federal, netting their repeat violent offender 10 years in a federal penitentiary, a story that was hiding deep inside the muzzle of an illegal .38 caliber Rossi funneled in from out of state. In Baltimore, Brian Kubler, ABC2 News investigator.